Last time on Superstar Challenge.
Just get it done.
In 4 teams of 2, the finalists had just 3 hours to drywall, floor, and trim a mock living room.
Just hurry up.
It looks so easy on the label.
Between their own skills and that of their hand-picked partners, it all came down to how well each team's finished work and presentations impressed the judges.
Much wider gap here than here.
If this was my house, I'd be disappointed.
The best part of this whole thing is the drywall.
Well, you can tell the handyman, eh?
Who set up the wainscoting with the floor?
What were you thinking on
Their ultimate decision was a real shocker.
You did the best work.
But I don't think that we'll be having you guys come and join us tomorrow.
I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, guys.
With Randy and Paul out, this competition is now truly anyone's to win.
Superstar. You know who you are. Handyman Superstar Challenge.
The bread and butter of any handyman's livelihood is bidding on jobs. Now, the bane of most homeowners is deciding on which handyman to pick. So on today's show, we are going to the very nerve center of any handyman's world, the residential home. In this case, a lovely old gal with an unfinished basement. Our 6 remaining contestants have to prepare and present a real estimate to a real homeowner. The one with the least attractive bid will be going home.
For this, day 4 of the competition, it's yet another early wake-up call after another anxious night wondering what the heck the new morning will bring.
I've learned to deal with not knowing anything and preparing nothing.
Wonder what's in store today.
We're all pretty equal. We're all pretty hungry. We're all trying our hardest. Any day, your number could be up.
Once we saw the house, we kind of calmed down, thinking, okay, this is a real challenge.
Now, don't forget, this beautiful house belongs to Linda, our lovely homeowner, and she's looking to spend about $80,000 of our imaginary dollars to transform her unfinished basement into a new and exciting livable space.
Nice place. Look at this place.
Okay, fellas, here's the drill. You have the next couple of hours to figure out what this homeowner wants. You then have to sell her and the all-important judges on the price, practicality, and just the sheer genius of your plan. So today's challenge is all about getting the business and staying in business, at least as far as the competition goes.
Stage 1 for the contestants is the most important.
This is the basement.
Finding out exactly what Linda is after.
Have you guys decided what you would want to use this space for? Tell me what you'd like.
Some kind of sitting room, family room, entertainment. They'll stay 2 days to a week.
So you need that extra room.
Yeah.
Right.
Today's challenge was more of a, I feel, a contractor's challenge, not a real handyman challenge. It was a little bit over our head, most of us.
You could come out here and you can have the shower and might as well put a toilet in here if you have one.
We were all a little overwhelmed because it was sort of a real mind teaser. I think it really threw everybody for a curve because we really had to be on our toes. Are we considering a bathroom for down here?
Yes.
There's a lot of elements involved to it. There's flooring, walls. There's a lot of numbers involved too. It's a big deal, you know.
I'd like to keep a little workspace.
You're dreaming, eh?
Possible. I know.
You want to keep these are nice, right?
Those, that would be,
these are
they're
nice.
a little bit bigger than.
Lots of questions, lots of ideas.
You probably don't need a shower down here, do you think? Or
If we
a toilet?
could fit it in, I'd like to do it.
Okay.
And a whole lot of building tension.
Okay.
Add it up and it's exactly what the judges were expecting. Because for them, this challenge isn't just about knowing it, it's about selling it, like a real handyman to a real client.
Without conning, how can you, within a budget, sell the homeowner that you're the man to do the job?
First and foremost, it doesn't matter how great of a handyman you are. If they're not going to give you the job, you're not going to get the bucks.
Trying to hit the mark on a budget, it's hard to do that. This would definitely be a job for a contractor, somebody that, you know, has had at least 10 years experience.
Fair enough, but this competition's about expecting the unexpected. To help the finalists prepare their estimates, we've provided a pretty young artist for drawings.
Okay, what color am I doing my wall here?
And a Home Depot rep for costing expertise.
You're next. I wouldn't recommend putting carpet around the concrete floor.
Okay, I'd like a couple drawings.
Okay.
I had a little bit experience in quoting, but mostly had my dad to fall back on, so I don't really know. I'm gonna get a venting quote.
Is that bathroom vented?
Yes. Nice work.
See ya.
That's gonna look sloppy. I was struggling. It's a really small space, and I wasn't quite sure how to maximize the space.
Digging it down? Yeah. What if there's this big boulder there?
10 minutes, guys.
The stairs going down.
Yeah, but I can't show stairs, Abby.
Relax, it's not as bad as you think.
But when it came to this kind of floor, this kinds of walls, electricity, all that kind of stuff, that's what really bogged me down.
You factor in, say, insulation?
Plus, we had to sort of design how the room would lay out, so I thought it was really tough, really tough.
Okay. That's just the carpet. You still have to factor in your underlay. You're gonna have to factor in your substrate. For me, I thought, hey, I think I could figure this out.
Yeah, you can center it underneath that window.
Height was bad, steps were bad, HVAC ducting everywhere. It's not entirely about handyman skills, it's more about something you might do for yourself. Where are you gonna start? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna lay it out?
$1.25 square foot. That's right out to the gyprock.
Yeah. So you can get, for example, the screen that comes from the ceiling.
Time's up.
Oh, that's fine.
You know what time it is.
Time's up.
Time's up. Time's up.
Even for calculators?
Time's up. I need the stuff now.
This stuff?
Yes. Give me it.
Thank you.
You can keep your glasses.
Superstar. Handyman Superstar Challenge.
It's one of their toughest challenges yet. Our 6 remaining finalists have an unfinished basement, a budget of some $80,000, and just 2 hours to provide a concept and a quote to their homeowner client.
I'm baffled.
And if that's not hard enough, they have to personally pitch their estimates in front of the judging panel, who have just arrived to see the job for themselves.
Well, this is the basement.
So what did you have in mind?
Sort of a sitting room that would double as a bedroom.
Very small basement, very simple, obviously a low ceiling. That would be my point. Do you want to lower the basement floor and underpin the house? I would recommend digging down a foot or two. Easy fix, easy job, 2 rooms. Very simple.
It's a job simple enough for an experienced professional. But who knows how our 6 nervous contestants have wrestled with the challenge. They now have 5 minutes each to convince Linda they're the ones for the job. Up first is Ted.
Hello. To answer your question, can this renovation be done for $80,000? Absolutely. Could it be done for $30,000? Possibly. I think the pitch went fairly well. I went first, and so I just said, let's give her. One of the first things we did discuss was excavating on the side of the home here and possibly putting in an exterior entrance. And then we got the issue of the bathroom. Just to put a toilet in there could be approximately $5,000.
Ted had a fairly decent plan. His bathroom layout would definitely not work.
We're gonna have to find where the main water line is, and that's a fairly extensive process.
Selling-wise, he did well. He was very personal with the client. His pricing was not bad.
Thanks, Joe.
Jordan wasn't leaving anything to chance.
Hi, Linda. Let's start with the stairs. And what I'm thinking of doing is making the stairs less steep. We have the room to play with it, so let's bring him out of it. I know the owner was feeling my look, and I could tell she was a little bit uncomfortable with me taking over her house and doing some construction, so I decided to switch pants, throw on the Carhartts, and to look professional. I'm thinking pocket door for space. I was thinking glass block, as many as we want, just to add some natural light for you.
He was very personable, very confident. Talked a little too much about what he thought he should do and everything else. I don't think he listened enough to what the client had to say.
We could if you wanted to, but I don't think so. I'd have to research that a little bit harder.
But I'd hire him. I liked him.
Just give me a call if you have any questions.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, Linda.
Glenn's bid was all about focus on the job and on the client.
What I'd like to do is basically underpin the basement, drop the floor, get the full 8 feet, and then have no bulkheads. In a small room like that, it would make it look nice. I did not see the judges, I didn't see the cast, I didn't see anybody. All I saw was Linda, and I was just dealing with Linda on a one-to-one basis. There's a header that goes around the side of the stairs that has been removed, and now you've got 2 jack posts there. You have a structural problem, okay? That needs to be fixed. Here's the bad news.
I thought he did excellent until he brought up that high price for the underpinning.
Underpinning, I don't have any choice in. That's $50,000.
His price was way too high, and more than likely, he would not get the job.
He also made another critical error.
All I need to make is a 10% profit. You're looking at $112,500.
I just think that Glenn would have incorporated the 10% profit in his actual budget instead of actually saying that out loud.
All I need to make is a 10% profit. Okay?
Ian also succumbed to some standard handyman mistakes.
I'd like to take out your washer, your dryer, and your tub. I'd like to get rid of your old furnace and your old water heater tank. I'd like to get new ones. We'll tuck all those into a back room here. That way, it's all out of the way. I didn't feel it went well. I felt like I raced through it. And she came back to me with questions, and I just didn't provide the options.
So no shower or?
I don't think it's a feasible option for this plan.
Big mistake. She wanted a shower, he said no shower. She wanted it dug down, he said no, it's too much money. He gave too much of his own opinion without listening to homeowner.
And the height is staying where it is.
It would. If we lower the floor, we're getting into a whole other ball game.
Okay.
Hi, Linda, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Richard's bid was all charm.
My first thought was to dig it out, but to dig it out is going to cost a fortune.
Really?
Plus, you don't know what you're going to find under there. You might find somebody's grandmother under there, you know? I thought I did a pretty good job. I just sort of try to get her to trust me and make her comfortable. I'm going to tell you exactly what I would probably do to my basement if I had this house, all right?
Okay.
I kept referring to my place, but only for the reason that, geez, if this guy does it in his own house, you know, it's probably a pretty good idea. And it's really cool because we have the same kind of house. It's 1908.
You know, I think Richard did fine today. The only flaw is he talked too much about what he did, and, you know, it was a lot about him instead of the client.
Even the furniture, we have sort of the same taste, you know?
Today, I thought Richard did all right. I thought it provided a little bit of comic relief.
I came up with $33,500. That includes tip.
Oh.
Yeah?
The last finalist was also the one who had the most difficulty with his presentation,
Linda, hello.
William.
I looked at the idea of a real durable flooring based on real new technology.
William was extremely nervous today.
It gives you all the...
He just about lost it, took a deep breath, held his composure, and continued on.
It gives you all the weather seal that you need. It gives you all the comfort that you need. And I think it'll give you the aesthetics that you need.
I was fairly confident with the information, but somehow the one-on-one with the client threw me for a loop.
Then you'll come down into the main area. We're going to stack your washer and dryer, save some space. At the end, I'm looking at 4 weeks to complete the project. The cost, as you can see, is just under $30,000. I look forward to your getting back to me.
I was devastated when I walked out of there because I felt that I just had sealed my fate.
Superstar. Handyman Superstar Challenge.
Only minutes after the 6 finalists present their basement estimates, the judges study their boards to bone up on some tough questions to some very nervous handymen. Starting with Glenn.
Glenn, how you doing? You know, actually, you did a great presentation, great design. You floored me with the price.
Too much?
Way too much.
What I was thinking.
I don't feel I presented myself well today. I felt I stumbled a couple times.
When your client asked for a few things, you shut him right down.
So no shower or?
I don't think it's a feasible option for this plan.
Yes, you can have a shower. Anybody can have a shower. It's what you have to do it, and that's the explanation you need.
Okay.
Although I'll agree with your forced air down theory, you didn't want to lower the floor.
I just didn't see the need based on what she was asking for.
You must remember, listen to the client. They wanted a higher ceiling, they wanted a nice bathroom, and they were willing to pay for it.
Ted.
Yes.
One thing that I was kind of confused about was the underpinning. Was that included?
No, it was not.
It wasn't?
No.
You did say $80,000, not a problem.
To answer your question, absolutely.
Would that include your underpinning?
That might be a challenge. I don't know exactly how much the underpinning would cost.
Your furnace room is not a storage room. You are not allowed by fire code to put a ton of stuff of storage in a furnace room. So that's something I want you to remember, okay?
Right.
Very important.
Jordan, did you leave the client with any costs?
No, I had it with me here. I don't think 80 grand is really necessary for the basement.
One word of advice. When you're going through all this with a client, I know it's great to talk about your house, your house, your house, and what you did.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I would probably do to my basement if I had this house, all right?
Okay.
They're really not interested in your house. They're number one, so they don't really want to hear about a whole lot of everything else other than them.
But the question they wanted answered most was, what did the homeowner think?
Linda, welcome to the world of contracting. Bring in 10 different contractors, you're gonna get 10 different prices, aren't you? How do you feel about that?
I was surprised at the range that they went from $30,000 right up to $112,000 in the same space for similar ideas.
Personally, it had a lot of impact on my decision on who had to go that day, because that's my number one question. How'd you feel today? Who did you like and who did you not like and why? What'd you think of Ted?
I just didn't have a sense of confidence with him that he really knew what he was doing.
Jordan.
Of anybody, he was the most observant, but I'm not sure as a handyman and contractor whether he would be able to deliver.
All right. Ian.
He was really resistant to try and dig the basement out at all, and I asked him a couple times about that.
No.
To me, if we're not going to dig it out and I'm only going to have a shallow ceiling, is it really worth doing at all?
Richard.
The stackable washer and dryer wasn't something that I wanted, so there were a lot of things and changes there. And again, I didn't have the comfort level that I could go away and leave him in the house alone.
So you probably wouldn't hire him?
No.
Okay. Glenn.
His questions were good and thorough. He knew what he was doing. He wasn't afraid to do the underpinning, but I was a little surprised at the price.
All right. Finally, William.
I think he was very nervous. I thought he had some good ideas, but could I leave him to do the job on his own?
If we were to ask you who should leave today, who do you think was the worst presentation?
It was hard to get the dirt from her, but I felt that we needed to listen to her because she's the customer.
Okay, thank you.
Who's the superstar? Handyman Superstar Challenge.
Estimates presented, opinions expressed. All that's left now is for the judges to relieve the tension by letting the finalists know who's in and who is out.
How are you? So, Glenn, if I was the homeowner, I probably would have shown you the door.
But to come up on 112 grand, that's a huge price. We went from 30 to 112.
She actually referred to you as a surfer boy. I mean, that's definitely a concern. Would she leave a surfer boy in her house?
The homeowner did not think you were professional enough. She would not have picked you.
You have to be more confident. The homeowner wasn't impressed.
Saying no to the shower was a huge mistake.
A lot of flaws. Because really, you were working on your own home and not the homeowners.
I personally trusted you. But again, I mean, I'm not the homeowner.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking for knowledge.
I had more humor than knowledge today, so.
You showed total flaws because you were nervous, you were scared. Was it the cameras? I don't know. But you blew it.
I was feeling pretty gloomy. I thought it was done, and I didn't figure there was anything I could say that was going to get me out of it.
We were sweating. We basically thought it was any man's game. We just don't know anymore.
It's hard to read. I mean, it really is hard to read. You're in the hot seat for sure.
Small talk over. It's time for the judges to reveal their verdict.
There wouldn't be any other show out there that would move you on. But I'm going to let you go one more day.
Sweet.
Okay.
The homeowner said that she'd actually let you stay in her house while she was gone, which means that you go to the next round.
If I were a contractor hiring you to do this basement, I wouldn't hire you. But I'll give you one more chance. You can come back tomorrow. So you leave me no choice but to say, pick up your socks or you're going home. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
in making our decision, we have to go with what the homeowner thinks. And it's a good thing that she felt more strongly about somebody else not doing the job than you. So you've got another day.
Williams in, and that means only one thing.
Today, it was about the homeowner. And the bottom line is, she wouldn't have hired you. So it's really sad for me to say this, that I have to let you go today. Sorry.
But we are very fond of you.
Okay, I'm fond of you also.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah,
It wasn't easy. It came down to the homeowner, and she said that she wouldn't leave you alone in her house.
It's all right, eh?
Yes.
Wow. I was floored. Really floored. I just sort of went numb, and I really wasn't expecting that.
The homeowner would not trust him in her home. And that was enough for us to say, okay, you must leave today.
I was the wild card, so, you know, I'm basically self-taught. I've been a musician all my life. To get that far, you know, I think that's quite an accomplishment. I've had a blast, you know. It's just, it's been a fun experience, you know, it's hard to take.
With Richard's departure, only 5 contestants now remain in HGTV's first ever Handyman Superstar Challenge.